experience many, if not all, will be familiar with is when one experiences the moment as one is readying oneself to rest, and you're in your bed, on your blankets, underneath your blankets, cuddled in, blanketed, and one is closing one's eyes, everything's quiet, or there's a humming of the cars in the background, or the ocean, or insects, or whatever the environmental situation is within which one find oneself in, and you breathe. However, within everything that is heard on the outside, there is more, if not an equal amount of noise happening on the inside, as one's thoughts start running and racing rampantly, and one starts thinking about various things, stretching into various realms and dimensions and time frames, and then you start becoming impatient, and you start frowning, your body starts feeling uncomfortable, you start changing positions, and then you're rolling this way and that way, and lying this way and that way, punching your pillow, puffing up your pillow, pulling off the covers, putting on back the covers, changing the covers, and it becomes a uncomfortable evening when all you wanted to do was close your eyes, breathe, and rest. So obviously it happens to many various extents or degrees of experience in relation to when one prepares or readies oneself to rest or sleep, and you close your eyes and the insides is not wanting to support you in your directive principle of resting. So in terms of this experience, let's have a look at the more mild manifestation of this experience, when one is lying in bed, your eyes closed, you're breathing, but your thoughts are running. There's not so much a physical reactive experience towards it. What is suggested doing then, what you realize is that your attention or your focus is actually in your mind towards your thoughts, and that you'll find there's no physical here-ness or presence within your hands. You're not experiencing the actual sensation of the pillow you're sleeping on, the sheets, how you're physically experiencing yourself, how your hands are positioned, how your body is positioned. And just within that indication, it's showing to you that you're actually in your mind, that your focus and your attention is in your mind. Therefore, you are accepting and allowing to give your power, so to speak, away to your mind, or your energy away to your mind, because of your focus and attention. So it's all about focus and attention. Place your focus here as breath, and your attention here within and as the physical. Both points are manifestations of the physical in the starting point of and as equality and oneness, thus not consistent of or existent of energy, but here, physically here. So as you're lying in your bed and you've got your head on your pillow, or if you don't sleep with a pillow, it's also alright, you've got your head on your bed. If you're sleeping in a sleeping bag or on a couch, it doesn't matter. Place your focus on where it is as your physical environment that you're sleeping within. So you focus on where is your hands. Make sure your hands are touching something physical. Whether it's like, for example, holding yourself in a hugging position, or placing your hands firmly on your pillow or on your bed, or clenching your pillow. So it's like a physical reality, bringing yourself back here. And then you focus yourself as breath. You breathe and you allow yourself to experience yourself as your physical environment, meaning explore the experience of your physical environment, such as the pillow or the sheets. What is the sensation thereof in relation to the experience thereof on your skin? Like, how does the physical sheets actually feel? And then you start focusing on that physical experience. Like, let's say you're sleeping on a very soft cushion, and as you're placing your face on it, your skin actually like sink into it, and it feels like you're sleeping on this cloud. And then you just breathe in that sensation and you allow yourself to experience it, and then you focus on the next one. You focus on the touch of the sheets on your legs, and you experience it as silky soft, and you become that silky softness and you breathe it in. And so you start just shifting or changing your focus from the mind into the physical, and starting to become aware of actual physical sensations of what is real here. And doing all this while you're breathing, this will assist and support you in terms of, instead of going into the mind, you assist and support yourself in practical reality self-awareness of and as what is here. So always make sure that when you're lying in your bed, your eyes closed, that your focus is on your breathing and your attention is on physical manifestations, is what's real here. Make sure your hands are touching actual physical manifestations. Alright, that's your mild experience in relation to thoughts racing or running rampant within your mind consciousness system just before going to bed. And now the relative experience in relation to where you've got the thoughts running and racing rampant in your mind, and you're physically becoming uncomfortable, but not too uncomfortable to the extent where you start rolling in your bed and shifting and changing positions constantly, irritably and impatiently. It's more like you can feel this physical discomfort in your body. Here, what is suggested is, in terms of the physical discomfort, this is due to the extent to which you have, for example, lived physical mind personalities within and during your day. Mostly people that have routines, daily routines, in terms of where you have to live in a certain physical mind personality day in and day out, in relation to work or school, family, friends, in a more constant basis, will have physical pains in various places when you start becoming physically aware of yourself more and more within process. And thus, in terms of physical pains, just before going to sleep or rest, when you close your eyes and lie down, you'll experience it as pressures, sometimes deep pains. What we suggest here is to assist yourself again with breath. It's like, let's say the pain is in your lower back. It's like to breathe it in completely. It's like you take the pain and you lift it as yourself into your chest. You breathe it in and you release it. It's like a pressure release. So it's like taking that point. It's like a action of taking that point into yourself, like saying, this is me. I accept this as me. I stand. I let it go. Understand that this is only a pressure release in relation to a compound energetic effect. It's not a solution to the problem. It's simply to assist yourself to breathe yourself into and as your body, because obviously in terms of the pressure as the compound energy causing pain, it means you've built yourself up into that one part of yourself in your physical in relation to the mind consciousness system. And now again, to establish a equilibrium in your human physical body, is to breathe yourself equally here into and as the body through releasing those pressure points. So as you breathe in, it's like you take that point where the pressure is or the pain is in your body, you take it and you take it with your breath. It's like your breath is the forklift of that pressure, and you lift it up and into your chest. Once it's into your chest, you breathe it out and release it with breath. So it's like a breath in, breath out, and with the breath in, you forklift the pressure, take it into your chest, and then breathe it out. It's a real physical movement, so this is quite a cool practical application process in relation to breath and physical movement. And of course, your indication of whether you're actually moving yourself physically in relation to the point is when the pressure starts releasing. Obviously, it will only be a release, it won't be a fix. So there, you might still experience a resonance of the pressure, but not as extreme as you did before. And then I suggest utilizing, for the moment, the venostructural resonance documents in relation to the various physical points and what they indicate, and relate them to your world and your reality in relation to what the pressures in your human physical body relate to in relation to your world and your reality, and what you're accepting and allowing yourself to participate in or live in from a day-to-day basis, such as habits or patterns of behavior. And then you've got your extreme manifestation of not being able to allow yourself to rest or sleep, where it's like an impatience or an irritation that's crawling in your total physical, and you're just shifting and changing positions, and nothing's comfortable or right, and you're hot and then cold and then this and then that, and it's a tossing and turning. Here you are dealing with unconscious, resonant, undealt with and unresolved points. It's suggested that whenever you experience this, is to write yourself out or to speak yourself out, meaning write what it is that you're experiencing, write that impatience or irritation that's underlying within you, and have a look at how it relates to your day, actually the past 3 days, because such an energy usually accumulates during the duration of 3 days, wherein one accepted and allowed oneself to go into energy of impatience and anger and irritation, and allowed it to compound and build within self, and that you haven't directed or resolved or dealt with, and it's actually eating at oneself. This will mostly be experienced by beings that's very sensitive to their actions, and has a high level of guilt. So in terms of this particular design, you're looking at guilt, and should then investigate your world over the last 3 days in relation to guilt that has caused you to create a impatience and irritation and anger as the veiled energy that actually hide the true nature as cause or source of your experience just before resting or sleeping. It's actually a guilt point that's unresolved, not directed or not looked at, that is causing your underlying energy, physical crawling experience. So then the only way that's really going to assist and support you to calm yourself, to be at peace with yourself, so to speak, to be able to rest here knowing that you have looked at, sorted, directed your day efficiently and effectively, is to write it out or speak it out, direct it, clear it, apply self-forgiveness. Or even if you're immediately in your lying down position in bed, just start applying self-forgiveness and looking at the point or a point of guilt especially. And apply self-forgiveness, speak it out loud until you're empty. Or if you have a partner or with friends and feel more comfortable writing it out, also great. So writing, speaking, or recording yourself are great methods of practical support and assistance depending on your situation or environment. Alright, so here's some practical reality support and assistance suggestions in relation to the moment just before going to sleep or resting. Good night.